everybody, Rachel here, Rachel the Stamper. Today I'm going to show you this card. And I actually made these two different ways. This one I didn't put the inside panel on, but you can make it whichever way you like. I got this idea, I think her name is Jeannie. I could be wrong, but I believe it is Jeannie Stark. She is a stamper, and she sends out a newsletter. In case you've never followed it, it is actually pretty cool. And the reason it's pretty cool is because she'll give you instructions on mystery stamping. And basically what she does is she'll give you a clue on a Monday. I'm pretty sure it comes out on a Monday. And then she'll give you the rest of the clues in a follow-up email the next day. And what she does is she'll say, like, pick a paper that you can use either side or something that coordinates. Pick a coordinating color, pick a stamp. And then you can make it obviously as busy or not busy as you want. But what she does is she tells you how to score and fold it and how to put this stuff together. And then she has people send their card samples in. And I thought it was such a cool idea. So I've done them before, but this one I thought was really neat only because the way you should have done it, which this one I did it backwards, but you're doing it kind of so it's like a fun fold because this flap is holding it closed. This one, when I glued it on, I just glued it on the opposite direction. But you really never know what you'll end up with. And then she'll show you the card that she designed it from, and then other people will send in their cards and she'll post pictures of them. But it's a cool idea because you can use anything, which is nice, which is what we'll go back to with this. But the cool part is you have this card that it could be any cardstock. It could be any DSP. It could be any stamps, any embellishments, but it's pretty neat. So I had a little bit of this paper left, which I really liked. I wish I bought another pack of it, but I don't have it. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a really cute stamp set. And then you had all of these lobsters. I'm sure you guys have seen me use it in a past video. A friend of mine let me borrow their set, but there is a lobster, and then it has the two-step stamping with the inside and the outside, and the crab. It's got a lot of these things, but because I don't have that, I paired the paper, because I only bought the DSP because I liked it so much. I paired it with the Seaside Wishes. So what I ended up doing was coordinating with, this is Lemon Lime Twist for the background. And then I used Peach Pie, which is in color that probably just finished up retiring since we have the new catalog. I don't know, there might still be some stuff on the website, but maybe not, who knows. And then I used, this was Summer Splash, so I just used Coastal Cabana for this one. And then this paper, maybe if you have it, it was like an iridescent paper. I don't know if that one actually is it. That might be a piece of vanilla, but you can see the detail on it. So it's like an iridescent finish to it. So I used that for the starfish. And we used to get starfish out of the ocean when I was younger, and I always remember they had that little red, I don't know if that's their eye or their brain or whatever it is. So I just added a dot of cherry cobbler to that. But in case you don't happen to have this, you could use anything for this, and I'll tell you what the measurements are. So you basically, the only thing that was missing from this was my inside panel, so that would be the part that goes here. But I'm going to show you how to make this card, and then you could do the same thing. So you could use pretty much anything you have. I'll just show you how to recreate the one that I made. So Seaside Wishes is the stamp and die set, and then it has these little coordinating pieces. So this will be for our starfish. The cool part about the embossing folder is it's one that does the embossing and the cutting. So I'm going to just use just one little square for the large one, because I used these two that I had left over, but I kind of like the single one a little bit better. So this one just shows you if you use the other two pieces versus the larger one. But you do need to, if you're going to attach it the way that Jeannie did it, you're going to attach it on this side, like this one. So it kind of makes it like a closed flap card. And then I ended up using a circle punch to make it a little bit more stable, because when I put just this on here, just the sand dollar, it didn't really hold it very well. So I'm just going to grab just a scrap piece and put it on the back. So let me grab that punch. I forgot that. So I think this one is about the size that would work for the large one. Yeah, because it's just backing on it. So it doesn't even matter really what color it is. I just did white because it was easier. All right, so I'll show you the measurements for this, and then I'll show you how to make the card. So when you do it, you're going to end up lining this up. We're only using this one right here, but I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So really just scraps, which is cool because I had a lot of cards that I made with this, so I didn't really end up with a lot of pieces left. So for example, when you start, she'll say, okay, you need a base card, and your card needs to measure, let's see what this is, 7.5, I think that's 7.5, 7.5 by 5.5. And then you're going to score it at 3.25 and 6.5. So then that will give you your base card. Now, the reason you're scoring here is so you can fold it back. So with this one, you don't really need to fold it back because I glued it on opposite. So for this, it's not really doing what it was intended to do, which is why I say if you glue it, you need to glue it on this side. But then you're going to have, I believe it is a 5.25 by a 3/4 of an inch piece. That will be here. That's DSP. And then 5.25 by 3-inch piece. That'll be the piece that's going to go on the front here. And then you'll need the same for the inside. So 5.25 by 3 inches. That will be for your inside panel. I have a scrap to cut the sand dollar out with and a scrap to cut the starfish. So you're going to have your pieces here. Let me just grab my bone folder. You're really going to just score this one, because the other one, you're going to score this one forward. This you're going to score backwards. So you have it like that. So to begin, we'll go ahead and put our paper on. And you can stamp the inside, but I'm just going to put mine on. And you want to, I would say it's easier to put the white panel on before you add that little extra flap there. So I would say to stamp it. And this one is a little bit thinner than this. I think this one was 1 inch. Nope, it was probably 7/8 inch. This one was 3/4 because that was probably just the piece I had left. But it's a pretty cool thing. So if you haven't already, you should search for her and get on her email list, because she does send something out. I feel like she sends the first clue out on, maybe it's like Sunday, and then Mystery Monday is when she gives you the rest of the clues. And then that's when you can pick whatever it is that you want to make the card. But I think it's a pretty cool idea. And the nice part is, for her, she gets a lot of probably ideas for her blog, for her samples, because she just puts pictures of what people sent her. So I think it's a pretty neat idea. So again, I did lemon lime twist, and then this is the peach pie, which is the leftover, and then I'm gonna die cut this, is that whatever shimmery paper. And then I already have the stamp, Sometimes the Simplest Things, and I have Coastal Cabana for that, and I'm gonna just take this starfish. So you could use whatever stuff you have. So I will cut this, but first we're gonna do this, let me do this first. I'm going to stamp this, that way it dries, because we're going to snip that out. And I just re-inked this, but it's kind of in weird spots. I didn't move it around, so let's see what it looks like. It looks pretty good, so we'll just leave it like that. I'm going to let that dry. And then in the meantime, I'm going to put my piece of cardstock over the bottom here. And then I'm lining up the die. So what this will do is emboss and die cut it all at the same time. I'm trying to make sure I do this. There's one. You probably could do it the other way, but basically you're going to run your sandwich through just like that. And I just need to grab my other. I'm pretty sure I can put this one through with the blue plate on the Big Shot, but you're going to have to check whatever it is you have if you're using this. I'll let you know in a minute. Yep, that's right. So if you have your, if you still have your Big Shot and you still have this blue plate, that's why I have them labeled, and this one has since worn off, so I'm just going to add it again. So it's A, and A. And this pretty much does any of the 3D embossing folders that have the Stampin' Up! Label. If they don't have the Stampin' Up! Label and they're Sizzix, then there's a different sandwich that you have to use. I can't recall what it is off the top of my head, but it's there. Oops, I forgot one thing. So I'm going to run this through. Now this will just go through with my old style regular magnetic platform and just the die, because you're just doing that. And I'll save this because I can do like one more little thing out of this. But this paper was really cool only because it was almost like you can see it's like a shimmery. It was pretty. A pretty one that I liked a lot. Now, I also, just because I was trying to make it stand out just a little bit, I'm going to just run it through in the strawberry slush. But I just took this and I ran it through my ink pad just to give like a little bit of an edge to it. You could add something on top if you wanted to, in the center or whatever, but really it's basically what you want to do. So the one thing that you have to be a little bit more cautious with is, because of the way this opens, you need to make sure, first of all, this doesn't hang off the edge here. And it just takes a couple times to like get the opening, because it's a little bit opposite of what you normally would do. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to just trim this. And I just used, as you can see, just a little scrap that was left. So I'm going to cut my sometimes so it's straight across. I'll have to trim up that little bit there. And the same thing for the mean the most. And I'm just going to trim this so it's square on each edge. And then same on the bottom, just to the words, and then bring in the, like that. So this really is a pretty simple card. I think the hardest part is probably the cutting out these words and when you glue your flap on. Otherwise, this is a really fun and simple card to bang out. You can make a lot of these, particularly if you have a DSP that you're really using the end of. You could just make a whole bunch of bases, make a whole bunch of whatever the die is that you're using. So like, for example, the sand dollar, make a whole bunch of starfish, and then just sit and assemble them all. I'm just making this take a little bit longer because I'm fussy cutting some of these words. So we'll put this one on a dimensional, just this one. The other ones we'll just glue flat down. So we have a dimensional for that one. Everything else will go down. And then the other thing I did is, just with my cherry cobbler, I just made a little, again, I think it's an eye. I could be wrong. I don't really know. But that's hoping that you still have your markers. If not, you could use a Stampin' Blend. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of eyeball where do we want this. So you're going to glue it down on this side only, but you just don't want to go too close to where this flap is right here. So I kind of just figured, where did I want it? That's where I glued it. I have this. I have my other sentiment, which I'm just going to put the other sentiment on so I know which way I want it to face. It'll make it a little bit easier for me when I glue it down. I'm going to go ahead and glue my starfish on here. Apologies for my stomach growling. I don't know if you can or can't hear that. Again, just making sure nothing hangs over the edge here. So when you move it over, it'll still be close enough, but not hanging over. Just because then it won't fit in your card. Or your envelope, sorry. And I'm seeing that this little piece here was not fully dry, and I got it on my card a little bit, but it's okay. Nobody will notice that. I think that strawberry slush was particularly juicy because it was an old one. If you notice that, that was the old style pad from when it was a in color the first time. I'm noticing these in colors are having a trend I've finally picked up. It's like a 10-year trend of when they're coming back in style again. All right, so we're going to put glue, and again, I'm not putting glue up to the edge. I'm just going to try to put it on inside of here. So we'll say this part over here. I'm not even going to get close to that line. All right. So we're going to put it like that. Just making sure that nothing hangs over the edge. So just going to hold it for a minute, and then what's going to happen is once it dries, then you'll get the flap that goes back to open. So that's really the key to the card, is the flap that flips back. So when you open it like that, and that's it. And then this one I glued on incorrectly, so it's on the opposite side. But if you're wanting to have the flat part, that's why you would score it. Otherwise, this one could stay completely flat. And the one other thing I did realize I forgot to do is I didn't end up putting my circle piece on. So this one does seem, maybe it was just the way I glued it on, it's a little bit better. But I think it's a really fun layout. You can definitely use this with lots of different card samples with DSPs, or I shouldn't say themes, not samples, ideas, themes, different DSPs, different colors. I think this would also be a really fun card to give to kids, just because it's got a little bit of a different opening way. So thank you so much for watching today. If you haven't already, definitely take a peek for Jeannie. She is very creative in all her mystery stamping ideas, and I really enjoy them as a fellow demonstrator as well, because it gives me some new ideas. And a lot of times the fun thing about these is if you pull it out and say you make it with like a scrap piece that you have left because you don't really want to commit, then you might think, oh, I could use this for such and such different DSP or this whole different stamp set. So in addition to the mystery card that you make, you can also then get different design or theme ideas. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, I would love for you to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks for watching.